Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of the social media account. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I'm just going to only cover a few stocks this week. Obviously, I have SPY up right now. We got three big red candles in a row right down here at the 420 support area. So I'm thinking that we're going to have a dead cat bounce tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's look at the put to call ratio. Right now is at 0.76. Not too much. The economic calendar for next week. Let's see. Monday, nothing for us. Tuesday, it looks like we get a lot of European stuff up. We have flash manufacturing and services PMI at 9:45. Wednesday, we have Powell speaking at 4:35 after hours. Okay, why is he speaking this day? To deliver open remarks at the Mohanian Lecture Social Science. Okay, it's after hours, so it's not going to affect us at all. Thursday, unemployment claims, GDP. Waller speaking, pending home sales. And Friday we have consumer sentiment and core PCE price index at Friday in the morning. So a little bit of economic news, not too much, but getting back to what I was saying about SPY, we have three big red candles in a row. Usually when you have three black crows in a row, it's what they usually call, that you have a green day afterwards, quote, usually. So we'll have to see. I think that we're going to have a dead cat bounce at some point. It could be tomorrow. We're at support, so RSIs need to cool off. I mean, look at the hourly RSI. It's at 27, so we could see a bounce to 430. If we have a short squeeze day, we could definitely see 430, 435 very, very, very fast. We could have this kind of a candle right here, which is what, 420 to 431, 11 point short squeeze. I'm thinking we're going to have a pretty big short squeeze day right here. We'll have to see if that actually happens. But if this does lose 420, we're probably going to shoot down to 415 or 410. There's a lot of support down here. So yeah, we could end up, what I'm thinking right now is that if we do have a short squeeze day, we'll probably bounce up to 430, maybe even 435, put in a small head and shoulders. You're going to get a left, you get a head, and maybe a right shoulder right here. Then we just dump in a few days down here to the 410 area. So RSI does definitely need to cool off. Not on the daily though. I mean, it can still go lower. It's at 35. So I think that we'll end up seeing at least something. I think of 430 is the area I'm looking at as far as SPY, but 430 or 410 is it's basically gonna be the scenario. I mean, we could end up seeing both. We could have a short squeeze tomorrow and Tuesday, then we could just dump the rest of the week and we go down to 410. Who knows? Just play a one day at a time and see what happens. So that's what I'm thinking. If we don't have if we do dump, we don't have a short squeeze tomorrow, we're probably going to have it at the end of the week. I think we're going to have a strong dead cat bounce day, so we'll have to see which day it is. That's why I need to be in the room. We'll just play based on how things look in pre-market and stuff like that. So BA is another one I'm looking at. BA is just, it keeps making lower lows, and the RSI on the daily is making higher highs, so it's got a bullish divergence going on. The hourly is at 25, so I think we're going to get a bounce out of this. Who knows when? I mean, it could keep going down to the 175, 170 area before it does anything. So it doesn't have any gaps to fill down here, so it looks good right there. But 180, 175, 175, I'd probably start looking for a bounce at NVDA. A bounce to where, I don't know, I'd probably say 200 to 195, which is where major resistance is going to be on the weekly right here. So keep an eye on that. Netflix popped on earnings, but it didn't really go anywhere. Sold off a little bit. Then the next day was an inside candle, red day. So I would watch Netflix under 398 for gap support at 392, 390 area. And it's likely that if the market's really red and it's doing really, really bad, it could probably try to do at least a partial gap fill. I don't think it's going to go all the way down. I mean, that's pretty low. I mean, have to go all the way down to 350, but you could definitely, if it does break this area of 392, we could definitely see a push to 385, 380. So definitely keep an eye on that. Tesla is another one have to keep an eye on. It's dropped on earnings. I'd kind of watch it for a bounce, or the RSI on the dailies at below 30. So I would watch it over 215 for push to 220 to 230, which is gap resistance. Might try to fill the gap. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm looking for a bounce on Tesla. I mean, yeah, it could drop more, but I'm not really looking at more downside because the RSI is too low on the daily. So definitely keep an eye on that. Amazon, if the market is weak and Amazon gets below 125 or even 124, it could get kind of ugly. But I also have to think Christmas season coming up. Seasonal is going to start coming into play. I mean, we could see Amazon take a nice push, nice Christmas holiday run up. So I would watch it over 126 or 127, and for a push to 128, 130, 132, 134, basically every $2, 136. It doesn't need to fill a gap at 135. So seasonality is going to come into play. We could have a Santa rally coming up in the next month or so. So who knows when it will start or what. Usually in the past we've had Santa rallies start coming in like the end of October and some November. Then other years we've had just one particular year we were just sold off right into Christmas, and Christmas Eve is when the market made a really monstrous bullish run right after Christmas and into the new year. So we'll have to see what happens, but usually we have a Christmas rally. So who knows? But there's a lot going on in the world. Who knows if that will even happen or not? So Amazon could end up really well with Christmas season coming up. So we might have some hopium on that. NVIDIA, right here. I mean, head and shoulders. You get the left, the right. I mean, the left, the head, and the right shoulder right here. It gets below 405. We could see a significant drop on, we can even say 410. Gets under 410, I'd watch 400. Then you get gap support right here at the 375 area. Likely might bounce. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if it does break 375, it's got a gap fill down here to the 305 area. So it's got a pretty big gap to fill. I don't think it's going to fill the gap on the first shot. If anything, it does break this head and shoulders. You can see on the daily, the left, the head, and the right. It does break that. We're probably going to end up going to 375 probably pretty quickly. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So got some things to look at on the watch list. Not too overly excited this week. We'll have to see what happens. A lot of news could dictate to what's going to happen. But to me, I'm thinking that, like I said earlier, I'm thinking that we're probably going to have a dead cat bounce maybe tomorrow, maybe even Tuesday. Then cool off the RSIs and end up selling off more and revisiting the 410 eventually. So we'll have to see if that actually happens or not. So don't go out and be buying puts or calls or anything. Just wait and trade what's there, and we'll take it from there. So that's going to do it for the watch list, and thanks for watching.